Hi, today's quick riff lesson is on I Want to Tell You by the Beatles. I assume it's a George Harrison riff, this one. I think it was a George Harrison song actually, so it probably was him playing the riff. Such a good riff, such a good song. It's on Revolver, which is just, as you probably know, it's full of amazing songs. And this isn't one that gets mentioned that much, but if you actually listen to it, it's a great song, and the riff is particularly good. So it's quite simple. What we're going to try to do throughout this is try and keep the notes ringing as much as possible. So it's not one of these ones where you play a note and then move to the next note and the first one stops. All the way through this you're trying to get things to ring together. So we start off like this. Play an open A string, and then you play the A here, which is second fret on the third string. And after you've played that one, you pull off to the open, which is a G, like this. And then we play the open A again, followed by second fret on the D string, on the fourth string instead of the third. And your finger just stays there, like this. So I'll go from the beginning. So you'll hear there what I'm talking about with the notes all ringing. This A, open A in particular, rings a lot of the time. Just play those again slowly. And it has to be a pull off that you do that. So you don't pick, pull off. That's first half. Second half, go back to the open A, play that once more. And then we play fifth fret on the fourth string, which is the G note. I'm using my little finger, you could use your third finger, doesn't really matter. And you have to pull off to the open D, like this. And as soon as you play that, you play the open A again. So that was open A, fifth fret on the fourth string, pull off to the open, and then play the open A again, like this. And then we play fourth fret on the fourth string. Play that note, pull off to the open again, and then play the open A again. So the second half slowly was. So first half. Second half. Okay, now that's the riff. Now the important thing to point out about this is the very last note I played, the last note of the second half, which was that open A. That replaces the open A that was at the beginning of the riff when you repeat. That's quite important, that. So the reason why I didn't just leave it off and say start again is because it's earlier. Each time it repeats, that open A at the end, which starts the next riff, that's earlier than it was on the original first time. If I just play through the riff twice, see if you can hear that. It's probably easier to hear it than for me to explain it. So you're listening for this first note being earlier the second time. So I don't know if you could hear that, but if you were to tap along with the song, or tap along with me playing the riff, you'd notice that the very first note is on that first beat. But at the end, when it then repeats, the first note is before that tap, it's before that beat. Might be worth trying that. I know it's a bit weird, but have a go at tapping like this. Okay, and I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, then I'll play it twice through. And you should notice that you're tapping on the beat as I play the first note, but when I come back and play the first note again, it's before you tap the first beat. Hopefully that will make sense. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. hopefully that kind of worked. You could try it along with the actual song. I played it a bit slower than the real song there. And that's it, that's all there is to the riff. But that little thing at the end about that first note being early the next time, or the second time and the third time and the fourth time, so on, that makes it a little bit difficult to play. Okay, I'll just play it up to speed a few times. And that's it, another classic Beatles riff. Okay, I hope that works out. If you've got any questions, then put them in the comments and let me know if there's any other quick riff lessons you'd like to see. Okay, thanks, bye.